Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Gabe.
It's Caleb.
And you are listening to another episode of the Positive Outlook Podcast. What is the topic of discussion for our episode today, Caleb?
Today we are talking about two crazy important topics, hope and belief.
Hope.
Before we jump in, smash that like and subscribe if you're on
Yes.
YouTube.
Thank you guys so much. Today we're talking about hope and belief, which I believe are two very important components to life. They almost get you through every single day. So, which one's your favorite?
I don't really have a favorite. I love them both.
Yeah.
I think I would say on a day-to-day basis, I rely on belief more than hope.
Okay.
But I love hoping and looking forward to the future.
Yeah.
So I figured we'd start with hope probably.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
Start with hope.
So you want me to talk about let's talk about what hope is specifically.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so here's what we found from the interweb. Hope is an optimistic state of mind that is based on an expectation of positive outcomes with respect to events and circumstances in one's life or the world at large. As a verb, the definition also includes expect with confidence and cherish a desire with anticipation. Man, just definitions sometimes can really hit the spot.
Mm-hmm. Hope is very powerful.
Yep.
Great hope makes great men. I don't know if
Mhm.
you ever heard that quote. Have you ever watched the movie Unbroken?
Yes, I have.
Do you like that movie?
That's a great movie.
Do you remember that? Do you
Yeah.
remember a lot about it?
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah. So, I know that movie was a lot about like hope and resilience
Mm-hmm.
and faith and that kind of stuff. And I know like when he was in the concentration camps, they would, test him, and this is all based on a true story, so it's really cool to see the events. But when they would test him, the one thing that they hated about him is he had so much hope.
Yeah.
And that's what got him through every single task. So
Right.
it's incredible. One of the most inspiring movies I've ever watched.
Hope is so powerful, and I love how in movies and shows that's one of like the main missing things with the bad guys
Mhm.
is they all think hope is weakness because
Yeah.
You're in a crappy situation. You gotta, the way a lot of people view it is rather than wasting your time on hope, get to work.
Yeah.
And part of that's true. There's some
Yeah.
truth to that.
Yeah.
You can't just sit around. But at the same time, if you don't have that sense of hope, that sense of potentially improving situations
Yeah.
in the future. And another beautiful thing about hope is it's not specific.
Right.
It's not, oh, well, I am going to have $1 million in the future
Right.
by this time. Like, it's not goal setting. Hope
Right.
is very generic. It's
Mhm.
very, okay, I'm really hoping my situation improves.
Right. Yeah.
There's no set expectation.
Mm-hmm.
You just know it's going to be a positive outcome.
Right. That's also the cool thing about hope too, though, is you can, you could target it for certain things. Like, I hope there's a snow day tomorrow, like
Yeah.
when we were kids and stuff. But I know there's challenges in my life right now. I can't speak for both of us, but I know there's challenges in my life right now where, without hope, it would almost seem like, dreadful.
Yeah.
It would seem like there's no point even trying, like my day-to-day life. And so having hope and having that possible potential for, a better side, or the grass is always green on the other side, that kind of mindset, to where I can kind of try to get out of this situation and build
Right.
into a stronger person.
Mm-hmm.
And come out on the other side. Having hope on my side is, one of the most powerful things right now.
Absolutely.
And it's incredible.
One of the first points I was actually going to bring up, that's a good lead-in, is that hope combats negative thoughts and
Mhm.
promotes positive energy and
Yep.
thinking. And like you were just saying, if you don't focus on any kind of hope, it's a lot easier to be swallowed up by this
Yeah.
whirlwind of anxiety and questioning, how are you going to pay off this? Or hope is like, listen, okay, I am aware of what is possible,
Yeah.
and I am hopeful that through hard work and dedication, this can come true.
Right. Yeah.
It's nothing set in stone. You don't, people who know nothing of
Mhm.
how to achieve what they want to achieve have all this hope inside them,
Right.
and they somehow figure it out.
Yeah.
It's kind of like just the power of the mind. And I know people hate hearing that, and
Yeah.
it annoys me when they hate it
Yeah.
because they really underestimate. Yes, okay, we get it, and trust us, we understand.
Mm-hmm.
There are some circumstances that are just horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Just horrifying. And it's not about people, whether they're in like that circumstance more often than other people.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, when you're in a horrible circumstance, there's always a way out. Always.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think that is so important to keep in mind.
Yeah. So yeah, sometimes we face these challenges in life where it almost seems like a life sentence, or it seems like it's just something that we have to learn to accept, or something that is becoming something with us. But having that hope and having that belief allows you to take that step back and realize that this stuff, you're greater than these challenges that are coming your way. You're stronger than them. You're smarter than them. You're braver than them. And they really are just something that's going to mold you into becoming a stronger person.
Definitely.
And once you get your mind around the fact that you are much bigger than this challenge, things start to get simpler and easier.
Right. And I think it's, a little bit of hard truth here, but when you stop having hope, you accept your circumstances, you're quitting.
Yeah.
Okay. One big thing Tony Robbins once said, it's been a while since I've brought up Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Never make a situation out to be worse than it is.
Yeah.
It's one of those hard truths to swallow.
Yeah.
But you are never in a situation you cannot come back from.
Right.
And again, people don't necessarily like hearing that, but at the same time, it's kind of important. But what we're talking about literally leads in again to my next point here, was that hope helps pick us up when we hit a new low.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like the life sentence thing you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
When something unravels and you wake up and you feel like the sky's falling in on you.
Yeah.
Hope is this one little way. It's a little flashlight in all this darkness that lights up, potential routes. And it helps you look for opportunities. It's kind of like a flashlight looking for a path out of, the middle of the woods.
Right. And we as human beings, we set ourselves in a comfort zone because everything outside of that, it scares us, it intimidates us, it can make us feel like we're being attacked or we're vulnerable. And so we tend to stay away from all of the negative things outside of the comfort zone. So then we stay inside this little bubble that protects us. But that bubble will continue to shrink because then we start to accept in ourselves that it's okay to stop doing things that we enjoy because of the fear that might be involved with them. So we slowly reduce our lives until the quality of it is no greater than, back when you were a kid and you were restricted to all these other things in life. So it's time, in our lives to push ourselves and to explore the things that do scare us. And what was that one quote about the horizon?
Yeah. I wrote it down. Yeah. Because I want to get this exact. This is a good quote.
I love this quote. I listened to it and I was like, this is so beautiful because we all stay in our comfort zones. That like this quote is pretty much the epiphany of what I'm trying to say.
All right. So this is leading into our final point for hope. It creates self-belief. You cannot swim for new horizons until you have courage to lose sight of the shore.
That is awesome because it is scary heading in a direction and knowing that possibly your safety is, so far away from you. Mm-hmm. It's like, what do I do if I'm in danger way out here? Well, it's like, you're going to prove to yourself you're strong enough to stay out here then. Right? Do you know how empowering that is? Yep. Where it's like my whole life I've believed that right here is where I'm safe. And if I go out there and I get scared, I'm coming back here to be safe. Mm-hmm. But if I go out there and prove to myself that I'm strong enough to stay out there and beat whatever's, coming after me, then I'm gonna stay out there. And then my whole comfort zone, there's no comfort zone anymore. It's a comfortable life. Yep. You know what I mean? And it's incredible. It's empowering. Hope
the
is
new
crazy.
horizons out there, there's so much beyond what a lot of people settle for. Yeah. There's so much. People are scared, and I get it. I've seen it personally working all these hourly jobs while I'm going to school. Yeah. There's a lot of people that settle because that paycheck is safe. That paycheck is nice. Yeah. And there's a Russ song, and again, I think I've said this something similar. I'm not discrediting people who get settle for salaries or are comfortable, like their goal was to get a certain job, like no judgments or anything, but at the same time there's a lot of people that I know personally that have settled for it, and all of a sudden it turns into a form of slavery because you are capable of so much more. You enjoy doing other things. These other things may even potentially be able to make you some sort of money. Yeah. But just because of the uncertainty and hearing people over and over again saying, well, you're just going to fail or whatever, they never swim and never leave the shore. They always, dip their toe in the water and then stay right on that shore. Yeah. And so yeah, like you were saying, the more you swim out there, the farther you swim, it forges this self-belief
Yeah.
that is so strong. And all that came from it was hope,
Mm-hmm.
because you had this potentially positive outcome of a situation that you were pursuing.
Yeah. The hardest part is losing sight of the shore and being comfortable losing sight of the shore.
Yep.
Because then if you get scared and you come back to shore, then you just pretty much like confirm that belief that like the shore is my safe. You know what I mean? I have to come back if I get worried. But if you can lose sight of the shore, be comfortable away from it, then you start to realize like, what have I been worrying about, this whole time?
Right.
This is awesome. Hope is my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Hope, faith, they trump fear all day.
Absolutely.
And it's incredibly powering. So,
And with that, let's jump right into belief.
yeah.
All right. So belief is acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. That is a super simple definition of what belief is.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if there's one thing that you could have, one thing out of all of it, personally, mine would be belief.
Mm-hmm.
Self-belief, belief in, things that I personally believe in. What are some things that you believe in? Let's just, before we jump in, let's just kind of have a little conversation here.
I believe that any bread that is meant to be toasted, if it has any black on it, it's burnt. That's one of my beliefs. Growing up, I'd always get made fun of for that because even Riley says it now. She's like, "You like warm bread. You don't like toasted bread." But it's just like, that was a funny one. But no, like belief is that we all have a purpose, right? We all have something, whatever you want to define purpose as, whether it's something divine or whether it's something that is a plan. It's in my mind, we all have something that fulfills our soul that we can do every day to live a fruitful life, and that is our purpose.
Wow, that's nice. That's good.
Thanks, man.
I almost said that's nice, but I feel like that's good. Fits it better.
Yeah.
anyways.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, definitely, I agree with that. So let's just jump right in, I guess.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna talk about is just kind of, you could almost say, benefits of having belief.
Yeah.
And then we can also have side discussions of, maybe how to develop beliefs and all that good stuff.
Well, let me ask you real quick. Do you think all beliefs are good?
Definitely not. I think you need to try to find a balance because, there's one quote I've heard, the only constant is change.
Mm-hmm.
And I do agree with that. But at the same time, I feel you have to develop these core beliefs that will never change on you.
Well, Tony Robbins, he calls belief systems, he calls them BS.
Yeah.
And it's just like the acronym for it, like belief systems, but he uses it in a terminology of like BS. Like, so many people, as much as like belief systems can benefit you, they can also lead you into the life where, like what you were saying, where a belief system is like, well, I don't have more potential to go out and start my own business and kind of chase something I like because this paycheck is what will provide me. I believe that I'm not good enough to do that, right? So it definitely has its both sides, but that's where like my perspective on beliefs come in. So I love to hear your side of it because like, you have like the optimistic side of it, whereas like me, like belief systems are kind of like a bad thing.
Right.
So I want to hear your perspective on it.
Okay. So obviously I see where he's coming with that, but I still disagree. I think that it's easy to believe in the wrong things, but if you have belief in the correct things, you're set. And especially because personally I am religious, and so say what you will about beliefs, but I think that they can be important. One thing is that our brains tend to spot more opportunity when we have belief, self-belief, I should say. And you're in a situation, you're going to rely on yourself, and when you're hopeful and you have self-belief, little double action there.
Combination.
Yeah. You're first of all looking for positive outcome, but when you have belief in the fact that you can generate a specific outcome, you're going to be searching for more opportunity. And I think that opportunity tends to present itself to people who are searching for it.
Right. Definitely.
even if you're not searching for specific opportunity, it kind of hits you in the face.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this in terms of opportunity. It's more so recognizing what is opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to go down a rabbit hole of
Yeah.
opportunities here.
Right.
But what do you think about that?
No, I think it's great. I love people always talk about luck when they talk about, people who fall into these opportunities. But really, all luck is when hard work and opportunity, when hard work meets an opportunity, I guess.
Yeah.
So you have to be actively searching for these things. And I like that you tied in, like you have to believe in yourself to pursue these things and believe that you have the potential to tackle these, right?
Yeah.
And so now I guess my question leads into, kind of like where the yin and yang right here for belief systems is.
Okay.
What if I believe that I'm not capable of achieving this?
Right.
Then like how can we twist that belief system to make it I believe I can do this?
Well, I think that's where it kind of comes in handy to, just understand the different foundations of, successful people.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You basically, to believe something is to accept something as true or as fact.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really easy to believe that, oh, well, if I go and try this, I'm going to fail because Timmy, Tommy, and Jimmy failed. Again, fake names.
Yeah.
Just the most generic names I could think of.
Yeah.
And so I see where that is a good point. And so I guess what I would say is to find what you should believe in. I don't want to give like wrong advice, so I'm trying to be very careful how I word things. But to find what to believe in, look at what you want to do. Look inside, picture what your calling is.
Yeah.
And once you figure out kind of a destination, start listening and collecting things from people that you've heard over and over again talk about specific themes and topics and things that help them. And you'll kind of start to realize in all these comparison, you could listen to Jordan Peterson all day. You could listen to Gary Vee all day. You could listen to Tony Robbins all day. They will all have so many points that interlap with each other. And I think it's definitely, again, you got to be careful because I'm a cynical person. I don't just jump on 100% board with any thing, especially new ideas. But you will find out that there's these universal truths. And you can call it religion or you can call it the universe. You can call it whatever. But regardless of where you go, all throughout history, people who have been highly successful all have these traits. And I feel like what was the original question? Let me make sure.
So the original question was, say I'm in a situation where I want to tackle this opportunity.
Okay.
I have put in the hard work.
Yep.
Opportunity pops up. Time to tackle it, but I don't believe in myself.
Yeah.
I believe that I'm going to not be capable of this. How do I twist that mindset to believe in myself?
No. So yeah, I was okay. Thank you. I just needed to be redirected there.
Yeah.
So the point is, look at what all these people have done, and when you collect this evidence, you kind of see that well, maybe if I just give it a try. The biggest thing here, I guess I would say, is having an open mind.
Yeah.
And just trying new things. Because you could say to our whole podcast, well, why should I try positivity?
Right.
And well, other than the fact that it helps mental health and helps give you new angles to hard situations.
Yeah.
It's something that's new to people. And so I definitely see that's a great question. But I would just say you have to have an open mind.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to try because it's really no secret how to be successful. You just have to start searching for it.
Yeah. That's a good answer. I like how in depth you went into it. Bringing examples of successful people. But my twist on that would have just been like have hope. Right? Kind of tied.
Well, I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to
make it sound so like dumbed down and so it's perfect. So I can just bounce back here, but so like in those situations, one thing I would always recommend, because I feel like we've all been there, right? We've all been in those situations where it's just like, why are people recommending I even go down this path? Why am I going down this path? I'm not fit for this. This isn't something that I'm going to be good at. But there's still benefits that you can gain. You want to reap the benefits. And so it's like, okay, maybe trying to weigh the pros and cons of this path, but I'm not going to be good enough.
Yeah.
But then that's when you take that step back and realize, like, well, if I keep telling myself that, then I'm really not going to be good enough.
Right.
It's as simple as that. The thing I dread the most is going to become reality if I keep trying to avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
So why not just say, screw it, let's try to be the best.
Right.
Take that countdown from 5, 5, 4, 3, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then just literally just jump after it, have hope that you're going to crush it, do all of these different things that excite you in the path. If you mess it up, if you screw up, then so be it.
Right.
You already told yourself you were going to, so why does it matter? But if you do well, you prove yourself wrong.
Absolutely.
And it's just one of those precedences that you're going to set to be able to move on to the next challenge and complete that one just as well.
Right. And definitely. I think that when you're tackling a new challenge or you're trying a new belief, you just have to understand, regardless of the outcome, you're going to screw it up.
Yeah.
Something is going to happen, whether you can control it or not, that's going to ruin everything, or at least feel like it is.
Yeah.
You're going to be tested. You're going to be put to the test. And I think that another thing, too, there is that technically, yes, that would be a belief system, not believing in yourself, but that's also more so self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And so self-belief is literally like the opposite. And it's not something you can just develop every day.
Right, yeah.
And then the other thing is, rather than, touching your toe to the water, jump in.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked to several people that their advice is just go for it and from there figure it out.
Right, yeah.
That's how we attacked everything, basically.
Yeah, it is a great way. I feel like it definitely takes a personality.
Yeah.
But then become that personality.
Right.
It's fun. It is.
And just try to fully just jump in, okay? Don't half try something and then be upset that it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Don't just kind of put some effort into it. Just fully buckle down, jump in,
lose sight of the shore,
and just try to believe everything you can. Just be a sponge. Just soak everything in that you can that you think might help you, and just see where it goes from there.
Yeah, definitely.
And then finally, we can just kind of jump to this. In terms of belief, one little thing to tell yourself, if someone else can do it, so can you.
Right.
Very basic, very simple advice.
Very cliche, but very true.
Very true.
Yeah.
100%. And we love talking about cliches because, people will roll their eyes at them. But sometimes it's in those simple, open truths that you find so much knowledge.
Yeah. If someone else has done it, you can do it as well.
And that's what my parents used to tell me all the time. If I wanted to accomplish anything, for example, I used to love running. Yeah. Hate it now, but used to love it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And in middle school, there was always one singular kid in my class that could finish the mile before me. Mm-hmm. And my parents would I'd start doubting myself. I'd be like, I was 10 seconds behind him. That's like a lot, you know? And they'd just be like, well, if he can do it, so can you. Just keep running. Yeah. And that's, again, one of those cliches. But guess what? I started believing it. And before I knew it, I was beating him. Yeah, it was kind of back and forth, and he was a great kid. It's not like I hated him or anything. We were pretty good friends, but it was pretty intense. Yeah,
that's funny.
But that was definitely that was a good episode, I feel.
Yeah. I hope you guys learned a lot from this. There's a lot of constructive discussion, and a lot of good points, a lot of anecdotes personally, that we could throw in here. So, but outside of that, is there anything you want to add to this episode? I think we kind of nailed pretty much everything on the head.
Yeah, again, I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say it, but just in case, fundraiser. Yeah. We're just trying to raise some money for wounded warriors. They're heroes out there that always could use more help, like everyone can.
Yeah, so we have the link on all of our socials. We're also going to put the link in the description. So go on there. If we raise the full 1,000 goal, or if we hit 1,000 subscribers by June 16th, was it? Yep. Yeah, June 16th. I'm going to shave Caleb's head. So
make sure to get us there. Also, again, keep this in mind. We already have $250 going towards it. So really all we need is $750. Yes. Or go tell your friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and my head will be buzzed. And I haven't gotten a haircut since I think it was January. Dang. And that's a long time, especially for me. Yeah. I usually get my haircut every few months. Right. So this is double the length. Yeah. So. But so make sure that happens. We'd love to do the content. It'd be fun. Yeah. Not looking forward to the after effects, but
I think you'll go with a buzz. Nah. It won't look unnatural.
I don't think so. But
well, maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see.
Again, I had to like make my girlfriend promise that we like this wouldn't be the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because I have a buzzed head. But
Yeah.
yeah, so please donate. Please subscribe. We love
Mhm.
making content for you guys. Yeah.
I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate every single one of you. Once
Yep.
again, please do not forget to like and subscribe. And if you're watching on one of our other platforms, come over to YouTube, say hi. You can comment, and we usually respond to everyone. So
Yeah, absolutely. We love hearing the feedback. We've gotten more comments recently than usual.
yeah,
Just a small burst. So we appreciate you guys. We again hope you learned something. And actually, this will be the first episode in June, I think.
I think this
Will
is 30th of May.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah.
the last
So
day
a
of
little
May.
early, yeah.
Yeah. So happy Memorial Day
Yeah. Happy Memorial Day.
and happy Monday.
Happy Monday. See you guys.
Bye.